Ahoy fellas, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube, I'd like to present an inbox review of Little Jim Parashakas. Got your name spelled right this time, son. Group build, 20th century German aces. Fellas, I was going to go ahead and put my trumpeter Stuka in there, and I read the instructions in the history of the aircraft. It was a typical tank buster used in the North Africa campaign back in 1942. I thought it was an ace kit though, but I guess it wasn't. So therefore, I went one step beyond, and I searched my stash. I came out with a quarter-inch scale measurement 109E, flown by the late great Adolf Galland. This is his measurement 109E and in 148 scale, and this is going to be my entry in Little Jim's Parashakas group build. I'd like to present the build, folks. I'm not too familiar with this kit. I just bought it just for the heck of it because the price was right. I paid $10 for it. It's one of those snap-tight jobs. I've never built a snap-tight kit before. It says no glue required. I went and looked at the kit, and it's a very, very beautiful kit. It's detailed. It's by Pegasus from England, and the detail of the kit is very exceptional. I mean, they give you optional choice of landing gear retracted or extended, and it has Adolf Galland's markings on it as it was presented on his aircraft during the time of the Battle of Britain in 1940. And so I thought this would be a good choice. All those enough 109s out there being modeled, it seems like the 109 is the standard of most of the German aircraft I see in view of YouTube presentations by other fellow modelers of mine. The kit's it's a weekend kit. It don't take long to build. If I went to a foot race, I could probably build this in probably about 15 minutes. But no foot race in this kit. This looks like about a 4-day kit for me. And I can go back and forth on my Spitfire, and also I can work on this. So this is going to be an inbox review of Little Jim Parashakas 20th century German aces of the Second World War and beyond. And so this will be a good selection. This will be my pick of the litter. And I wanted to put my Stuka in there, but it wasn't flown by no ace. It's a typical tank buster used in the North Africa campaign back in 1942. Right here, fellas, I'd like to be able to show the contents of the kit itself, a reference of the review. So far, there's 2 sprues in this kit, not very much. For starters, in this baggie contains the right and the left fuselage halves, top and bottom wing sections. Control surfaces are molded as one entirely in the wing. No ailerons or no flaps were incorporated in the kit as to the build itself. So therefore, as you can see, fellas, just one entirely wing right there. Top wing goes to the bottom wing, and what you see is what you get. The detail in this kit is very highly exceptional. I get a little closer, you can see some of the detail on there. You can see the fabric alongside the flaps, the flaps on it, and recessed pan lines are excellent. It looks like it's going to be a good build. Lastly, on the second sprue, contains the stabilizers, propeller, the spinner, and here's your landing gear, folks. For the retracted version, it contains the landing gear covers plus the tire itself. And for the extended version on land, you get the landing gear cover, and plus you get your oleo struts all molded as one. And of course, you got your two tires right here, as you can see on the sprues. They glue onto the extended landing gear assembly itself. Cockpit detail is very sparse. It contains pilot seat, dial console, joystick. That's about it, folks. And from what I can see, no pilot. Sorry, Bunker Bill, no pilot in this kit. I probably got one of my spare parts box somewhere. I like pilots too. And lastly, this little baggie here, they gave you the cockpit, the canopy section. The canopy is executed very beautifully. The detail in it is very first rate in my book. Get that in the future, it'll bring it back to life. For a snap tight kit, it's still going to require some filling, so I'm going to glue it together anyway. So I'm going to try to make a good model out of this. Show a little respect and support to little Jimmy Parashakas. And here is the give of course, the instruction manual. It tells you the history of the aircraft. It tells you a story of Adolf Galland. That man was a hell of an ace. And in the instructions, it gives you the exploded views of the assembly. And actually, no instructions at all. Everything is more or less just in numerical order as exploded assemblies, which makes assembly itself. On the back of the instruction manual, it shows you the color schedule of Adolf Galland's 109 as it was represented back in 1940. It's almost similar to that as Bourne's 124 scale on my Battle of Britain group build. The cowling is yellow, and the tail rudder on the end is yellow, and it has the splintered camouflage on top with the blotches on the side of the fuselage with hollow brow and probably Dunker green. And that's that on the color schedule, typical 109 paint scheme. And the decals right here, they seem like they're pretty decent, not too thick. They're leave a lot to desire, the decals. No swastikas, but I'm going to make one myself. I got some leftover black decal paper that they've done on my Albatross. I saved a lot of the strips so I can make my own swastikas I'm going to put on there. I wish someday these model manufacturers will go ahead and put swastikas on the kits. If they don't like them, let them look at them. So it's all in history, guys. Like I mentioned before, history must be never forgotten. Because how are you supposed to learn by your mistakes if you forget about history? And that's about that for the in-box review of little Jim Parashakas' 20th Century German Aces group build. So that's going to be my entry. Although we get enough 109s out there, more the merrier. And that'll be my entry right there, fellas. And apparently it seems like it's a pretty decent kit. You know, the detail is really exceptional. It's a snap tight job. I just bought it just for the hell of it. For $10 you can't beat it. And I've always liked to get my hold of the old monogram one he had, and they did a very excellent job of that. Of course, it was a gimmick model. They had a retractable landing gear. But this one here, the landing gear, this is optional, either up or down. So I'm going to go ahead and have them retracted. I'm going to have it pretty much like Clint, the Mad Modeler. He's got his 109 displayed in an in-flight configuration. So that's what I do with mine. So I went down to Lowe's lumber store, and I got some little small brown bases like that, and I can drill a hole and epoxy a coat hanger and build a sleeve inside my fuselage and display my 109 there. So that's just shaking on that build. I had to get back on my Spitfire. I want to get the undersides painted. It's painted Sky Type S on my Spitfire, so I need to get that done. At least I can make an effort so I can keep ahead of everything. Warren did a very great job on his 109. I'm very happy for him. That water method works pretty good. I didn't even thought about that. So it shows you old dogs like me learn every day. So anyway, I salute Warren. I'm very happy that he got all that masking tape off of it. And like I said, Warren, when you go ahead and start doing your camouflage on it, get yourself some Bristol board or some index cards, some kind of really kind of hard stock, and take your card stock and lay it right on the area it's being painted. When you airbrush it, flips off the card, it's already been pre-masked. You look at the real 109s, you did have some overspring on it. They weren't taped down like most modelers tape theirs, but there is a little bit of overspring on it. So the best way to do it, also in that respect too, you have to worry about to have fears of having the tape pull off your primer to the pure plastic and you right back in the same bucket of suds you got out of. Anyway, I'm very happy you got that all squared away, buddy. It looks good. You're on your way to get the finished colors on, and I'm going to try to get the other side done of mine this evening. So that'll be that on that. So anyway, time for me to sign off right here. I'm down 11 minutes and 47 seconds right now, and I won't overdo my bounties. You got to excuse me, folks. All this is all webcam instead of using my camera, so I don't think there's no need to use my camera. So what I showed you is good enough on here. So anyway, fellas, that's it for that, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and happy modeling. Like Lenny says, but paint your hands, paint your face, and good to your mom. You can square at the house. And Alex, I'm glad you're looking good now. Just a little rest, buddy, and do a little you can. Don't do too much. And you're doing good. And Walt Kibayashi, how you pronounce your username? But anyway, Walt, welcome aboard. That Bolton Paul Defiant is a good ship. It's a model that's often modeled, and you don't see very many of them. But I got a card model that somewhere I built years back. I'll probably have that in my builds in the past video coming up. So I got a lot of those builds I need to bring up. Been too busy all these builds, fellas. You guys keep this old man busy. Anyway, I'm happy. I know you guys are happy too. So once more time again, guys, I'd like to wish everybody happy modeling and thank you for tuning in. And may Godspeed and God bless. And we'll catch you in the next video. Bye, boys.